Well, hello, welcome back to Tail 3 Cabins. If you watched last week, I started working on a pull-off down the driveway, which was by the request of the fire department. And this has to do with a lot of issues with the zoning board right now. One of the other things I mentioned I would do for them is, and this is to help me out also, is I've got this tree over here, and I'm going to take this tree out, and I want to fill this in here with gravel. It's got a good indentation right here. I've been slowly filling it in with some scrap block and concrete, stuff like that. And I figure if the pole barn, whenever it's eventually built, if it is there one day, that coming off this bridge, I can kind of make a right turn right towards the pole barn. So if I got my 20-foot trailer with the tractor on it or something, it might be easier for me to maneuver in and out of here if I want to put the trailer inside the pole barn. So taking this tree out would probably be helpful. If you remember a while back, a gentleman was delivering stone here and he got caught hung up on these trees and he got his tires stuck down here in the little indentation. I want to clear all this out, take these trees down, fill it in with some gravel, and one step closer to something I could use and might be beneficial to the fire department also. So come check it out. So if you look at this little bridge here, and this goes way back to when I first built on the property, probably close to 30 years ago now. It's kind of on a little angle compared to the driveway. It's almost like a little mini S-turn that you kind of make when you're coming over. And I think the reason for that is way back when I was building it, I think somebody did come out from the county and about this creek, and they said if you were to straighten out this driveway, so if you were to make this bridge perpendicular with the drive instead of the slight angle that it has, it would create more of a right angle down here, which would create more erosion in the creek, and they said to just kind of leave it natural. So that's why there's a slight angle here, but it's always been a slight issue. I've always have a little bit of stone wearing away and falling into the creek here, sometimes becomes a dip. So I want to add some stone over here to the left and kind of pick up right there on the edge of the bridge. And then this is where that tree is going to come down, and then in this area where you see the end of the bridge, to kind of carry that over with some stone and pack it down. And then that way I can just kind of cut the corner here a little bit easier when I need to. So this tree has a couple trunks coming out of the ground all attached to one another, and I'm cutting the one down that's basically protected by the larger one. I don't have a rope tied to it. It's got a good lean, so I got no worries here. Now the last one I'm going to cut here is the larger one, and I thought I could probably cut it without getting a rope. I didn't want the hassle. I thought, well, if something goes wrong and it falls back on my shed, that would probably solve my zoning problem and have insurance pay for it. But last minute decision, I did put a rope up there. The neighbor from across the street came by. He's holding the other end. And I'm hoping to place it in a certain spot, but it does have a lean once I start looking straight up at it. That's kind of getting close to where our bridge is and might get hung up in another tree.
Not all the way through.
I was hoping to lay it right where that pile of gravel is, center screen. Well, it didn't get hung up on anything. I would have rather had it further stretched down the driveway because it would have been easier to cut up. A good chunk of it now is kind of in the thicket and into the woods, but we'll pull it out little by little.
going down there and then swapping off.
I'm not going to get too carried away chopping this up for firewood just yet. I'm going to wait for the cooler season and just leave some large chunks here. Just put them off to the side, and once fall rolls around, it's a good time to cut these up and split them. We had to do some quick creative thinking because the end of this kind of fell down into the creek, was kind of plunged down below, so we had to actually raise it up, lift it up to pull it out of the woods the rest of the way. And Karen's kind of holding tension on the rope, some friction, and we slowly got it out. Got a good sized wild grapevine attached here, and I'm gonna have a little tug of war with it. This is basically a repeat of the process when I had to do the pull off the week previously. I started out with some of this recycled road gravel, and I'll be topping it off with a little bit of 57. And finally, one other thing in the ordinance is the fire department requires that there has to be 16 feet of clearance above the driveway itself. So I've got my carryall mounted up front. I got that about 5 feet up in the air. I'm 6 feet, and my little extended pole saw there is another 6 or 7 feet. So whatever I can reach, I'm going to cut down, and that'll be 16 feet. All right, I'm gonna work on the other side a little bit tomorrow. This I'm gonna leave as is. I didn't dig out the stump, nor did I want to grind it out at this time. Maybe if I get a grinder sometime in the distant future, I'll remember I need to grind this stump out. But I didn't want to dig it out because I got utility lines that are running across through here. And I don't know where this tree was at 30 some years ago, but I'm sure the roots are intertwined with it, so I don't want to really mess with it. So I'm just going to leave that as is. I'm going to dress this up probably after the pole barn is done, whenever that might be. But that's it for today. I appreciate everybody watching. Hope you subscribe to these videos and enjoy them. And keep an eye on us. Take care, everybody.